to do it over the top of the Adelaide, South Australia sign for the final event. And he led 54 laps of 78. I mean, that's not just lucky. It's a shame now. Celebrating his Repco Supercars Championship victory for 2022.
When I interviewed him the other day, he said he was going to do that. I'm glad he did. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's great. Cool. And how appropriate to do it over the top of the Adelaide, South Australia sign for the final event. I picture that engine's loving that.
Yeah, I don't reckon the bitumen is.
And a couple of cheap valve springs that we can give away here. Wow.
I think he's going to get out of the car while he does it. Shane's still running. Still running. How good is that?
That's awesome.
Hey, does he know? Got the trophy.
Oh, he's got it.
He's blocked something
awesome.
on the throttle, isn't he?
I want to check the fuel number and see how long it's going to run for.
But he's blocked the throttle. He's blocked the throttle to keep it going. We'll have to talk to the Premier again about resurfacing this joint.
Do not attempt this in your own home.
They came from the last two positions on the grid. Whoa, Murphy on the inside. Good move on Dumbrell. Threw it in there. It went sideways. Wasn't the quickest way through, but he did get the position. Now Dumbrell comes back. It's a drag race. And Ingles swerving in the background, looking for a way through.
And right in behind them. Oh, 2 by 2 through there.
Murphy in the wall.
No.
Murphy and Scaife into the wall. That's 2 days for Scaife at turn 8. Wowee. And we apologise for the language, but you can understand the intensity and the shock and despair. That is 2 from 2.
You could see that coming a mile away. Everybody was told clearly in the driver's briefing, turn 8, unless you are wheel to wheel, side by side, it's a one-line groove.
Watch this. And Murphy out in the dirty stuff, and Scaife was the next car in line.
That initial burst of adrenaline to start the race now settles into the rhythm time and on track.
He's in.
Whoa, he's gone into the wall, straight into the wall, and huge damage at turn 8 for Will Davison.
Turned it in so
Take it. I can see it all brewing in the background. Anytime you go narrow into turn 8, oh, he got a little bump. It was a touch as well.
that didn't help. So a little bump just now, just changing the trajectory, can't get it turned, and that really caused it. Now, he may have been very close by himself because he was already on a very narrow line, but that little contact gave him no choice. He got into the dirty stuff like that.
Oh. From our two cameras, Betty Flamenco and Ryan Madison. Betty, the team owner, and Ryan, the CEO of Erebus Motorsport. Will be shattered.
Welcome back to the Futsal 500 in Adelaide, where Craig Lowndes is hotly pursuing. Oh, this is Brad Jones!
That's a big rollover. Speed stick turn on the exit of Adelaide Straight, heading for Brabham Straight. Goodness me.
Hasn't that corner claimed some cars today? Well, obviously, Brad was pretty committed to the corner. And
let's have a closer look at it again.
Oh, goodness me. It's incredible, isn't it, Scafey, when you see these things, they look all very smooth and controllable. Once they get out of control, don't they do some damage?
Well, I mean, you know, when they're 1,350 kilos, you can see it on the slides. It's sliding already. He's committed himself. I mean, he's way too quick for that. So when he's already going to have, you know, a fair slide, the tyres are obviously there, but the curb is also the thing there that does trip the car. So it's not very nice.
Poor old Brad Jones. Hasn't this been a rough introduction to the V8 supercar ranks for him in terms of a full championship assault? And this is only round 3.
Yep, he was a rookie on the track this year too, one of a number of rookies. Never competed on the streets of Adelaide, but there he is. Good to see Bradley walking and talking. He's okay. A testament to the strength of the modern V8 supercar.
This is a classic Ford versus Holden battle.
Just stay in front of him. That's an understatement, isn't it?
The elbows are going to have to be wide out for Will Davison to hold off a fast-charging Jamie Whincup. In pit lane, Mark Winterbottom. So a shot at a podium goes begging for Frosty. Now Will.
Look at Jamie's. We know this feeling. This is like a qualifying lap. The lights are up like a Christmas tree. He's sliding the car. He's over the curbs. It's full attack. It's a maximum attack here from Whincup. His sector splits. His sector splits are awesome. That was Will Davison. It's coughing. He's in trouble.
Yeah, mate, just do what you can.
And Whincup will get it.
Bring it home, mate. Unlucky, buddy. Awesome message. Bring it home.
They can't believe it. Everybody here can't believe it. The stand absolutely erupted. And you have to feel for Will Davison. He took it all the way to the very final lap. The gamble didn't pay off for Ford Performance Racing, but you've got to applaud this man who's put together one of the most perfect efforts you'll ever see to claim victory in the season opener. Will Davison coughs and splutters into second.
He has no points now and is really struggling, and look at how many cars he has to try and weave through. We are just moments away from leg 2 of the sensational Adelaide 500. There's the green at the back. Get ready to rock and roll again on the streets of Adelaide. Can Seaton get the jump? We've got red. Get ready, away we go. Glenn Seaton and Garth Panda. The youngsters got the jump. And on the outside, Russell Engel. Seaton's got the inside run into the centre chicane. This will be tight. Let's hope they get through. Fingers across through the centre chicane. Longhurst has gone wide. So too McDougall. But they all use some brains and get through there okay.
And Craig Lowndes really has been the man of the match.
In amongst traffic, Thomas Mazira is right in front of him. But here they come, and the kid wins in Adelaide. Craig Lowndes does it. The inaugural Adelaide 500, and Lowndes was sensational.
A wonderful moment for Craig Lowndes. That was an unbelievable drive, last to first on what is arguably the toughest racecourse in the country. And he really has proved what a champion driver he is. Under enormous pressure, he hasn't put one mark on the car.
Greg Murphy comes home for second. The Percat Ford of Jason Bright, as you saw, picking up a podium finish in third. But what a satisfying moment for Craig Lowndes and his whole team.
Last to first, Craig Lowndes.
Whincup, 0.2 of a second faster on the last lap than James Courtney. They're through the first chicane safely. Nothing's going to happen here at 4. The next genuine passing opportunity is really turn 9. Whincup has had to overcome massively higher temperatures in the front of that car, and he's still all over the back of the HRT car. It's going to be on at this hairpin. It's absolutely going to be on at the hairpin.
Here we go.
Here comes Whincup. It's a nice exit over the top of the curb. Sit back and enjoy absolute world-class motorsport through turn 8. Courtney sliding all the way to the wall. Whincup right behind him. Here he comes. Thought about it, couldn't do it. Unbelievable stuff through 8. Unbelievable images.
That was some of the best driving I've ever seen through there. Both guys right out sideways, especially James Courtney. Well done, James Courtney. Sensational drive.
They both understood what was at stake. They both knew they had to drive like absolute maniacs through turn 8, and they are going to be 1 car length apart at the end of race number 2. Congratulations, James Courtney. Congratulations, Jamie Whincup. You two have put on a masterful display. 75 points, James Courtney.
Here we go.
Hardest 75 points he's earned. How's this? Crank the tanks back.
Percat to the lead of the motor race for Lucas Dumbrell Motorsport.
He's had 1 career win in V8 Supercar competition. It was a big one with Garth Tander. He did it at Bathurst in 2011. At the moment, we think that Michael Caruso, who's sitting 4th on the road, is actually second corrected when you deal with the fuel issue. But what a turnaround this would be for Dumbrell and also for SP Tools if they can pull this off.
So here he goes, he fires down the inside. Nick will have been told just to contain yourself because Coulthard is not done on the fuel drop at all, Neil. So he's going to come in. Coulthard's got to come in. So Nick Percat currently leading an extraordinary motor race. The 27-year-old from Adelaide. His dad used to work at the Holden plant. Great history.
But we think that Percat has done the job. He's under assault at the moment from Fabian. Crowd rises for what's been the wildest of wild days. The Clipson 500 winner of 2016 is Nick Percat. All subject to discussion, post-race brawls, protests, appeals and argument, you can guarantee. He was runner-up in Carrera Cup. There's the team owner, Lucas Dumbrell. 2-car effort for 2016. Big moment for him. Big moment. Loves motorsport. His brother's been a Bathurst winner. That's Kevin Fitzsimmons from Dunlop. And this is inside the bunker at Dick Johnson Racing Team Penske. Dr. Ryan Story in conversation with Phil Keed. There's a lot of confusion up and down this pit lane.
Okay, restart time. Puts it in the hands of Shane Van Gisbergen in the acceleration zone. Look at them all spread out. They go in search of their own piece of real estate. They bump and grind and push and shove. And now they've got to come all back together again. Oh! Jason Bright over and up and into the wall. Oh!
That started with Slade down the inside.
Okay.
All try to come in together, so it's Tim Slade leans on the Holden Racing Team car, which just sends Team BOC Commodore flipping into the air. This was what happened. They all fanned out and then they all came back in and it was never going to work. Van Gisbergen and Kelly get through and then watch car 47 just pushes across. And it doesn't take much for Garth Tander just to lean on the front left-hand side of Jason Bright.
Oof, it's that secondary impact that's the worry there with the wall, and it got right up on the top of the debris fence.
This is Lee Holdsworth's view. Oh, that was the big crunch that he... Okay, so he got hit by Scott Pye and a few others.
The contact actually started with the 2 Red Bull cars. They actually made contact on the way in there also. There's Slade down the inside. He makes contact with Tander. Tander makes contact with Bright. Totally out on the slide. Full opposite lock, so he's trying to steer it down. So Jason's trying to make sure it doesn't turn onto its roof. It then catches the curb. And the curb then trips it over. So as it gets to that point there, it was always going to turn over.
Yeah. Must have picked up the front right wheel of Tander's car in order to be able to do that launch, and Tander's in the pit lane and has been there for a while now as well, so it'd be pretty fair old damage on that. It's this next whack with the wall. All this stuff looks spectacular, but at that stage, you know, it's not a crazy amount of damage. It's this next one where it hits the concrete wall. It is tyre protected and then gets into the debris fence where they're going to have a big nightmare trying to resolve getting this car back in shape.
fortunately, where the massive load has actually taken place in terms of the final part of the crash, Neil, it was actually against the tyres there. That's taken some load away from that.
And that's a tonne and a half. Yeah. That's a tonne and a half in the air there.
It's just been tossed around like a toy car.
Nothing in it. Move it over, Scotty. Well anything, McLaughlin can hold his ground there, and Whincup is at the absolute edge of the braking performance. He goes wide. No! He's trying to get underneath him. When they get to 10, the crowd reacts. This is fantastic. Whincup up the inside. McLaughlin gives him some space. They run, but the Red Bull Racing man has got through. The champion's done the job.
Dive down the inside, down the inside. So close. What a battle.
Unbelievable. Craig Austin wins. It's back. And Scott McLaughlin puts one on the champ. And VAILO into second on debut.
Sensational, Scott McLaughlin.
That is brilliance. Absolute brilliance. Well done, Scott McLaughlin and Jamie Whincup. That's as tough as an exchange gets.
Mate, I've never been this happy second. Jesus.
Now, just take us through the emotions for you. You're on the last lap, you've got Jamie Whincup on your tail, he gets by you. Yeah. What happens then?
Oh, I was an idiot. I slowed down too much, so I should have blocked him a bit better, but he got me, and then we went side by side. It was pretty good racing, and I don't know what happened on there. I just plucked her in first and gave some jandal. Yeah, sorry. Sorry.